Good afternoon. It's Test Ride Tuesday. If you can guess what I'm on. It's got a Ruby adjustable screen, amongst other things. And a nice quick shifting gearbox. It is a 2018 Triumph Tiger 1200 XCA. Not an Explorer anymore. They've dropped that name, as we're all aware now. And I'm just going to do a fairly short video. I've had the bike about 40 minutes now, just to give some initial impressions. There's plenty of reviews out there now. I'm not going to do a walk around of the bike. Also stats and things like that, max power and weight and all the other malarkey. There's tons of reviews out there now. It's in all the magazines. Good old Missenden Flyers managed to get one on long-term loan, the jammy bugger. Way up. Yeah, to be fair to him, he deserves that. His videos are better than mine. But it's interesting to see his views on that, given the fact he's such a fan of his GS. His recent video listing the 5 things he really loves about the Explorer was interesting to see, and I was surprised actually. Before I got on this bike, I was surprised that he listed handling as his number one love of the bike, given the fact he always raves about how good the GS is and how flickable it is because of the low centre of gravity compared to the Explorers. But now, having ridden this, I can see why it feels light years ahead of my Mk1 Explorer, and I suppose so it should really. But there's no getting it. I mean, the tank feels lower to me. I don't know why, if it is or not, but it feels as if it's a little bit lower in slopes, away further than mine. The bars are a little bit higher and further back, so that adds to the comfort. But the overall feel of the bike, as soon as you pull away, it feels lighter. It feels more nimble. It feels ultra flickable into corners. I mean, I've got the suspension set in at the minute in pretty much in comfort mode, and to be honest, I've had it in sport and it does firm the suspension right up, but it firms it up to the point of being almost uncomfortable unless you're on a billiard smooth surface. So I'd probably keep it in comfort or normal modes, to be honest. I'm going to rattle through the things that I like and the things that have impressed me as quick as possible. I don't want to labour this video too much because I'm aware that one, I need to get the bike back, and two, my battery might die on my camera. I'm still using the setup with the little SJ cam that's got no microphone, so I'm using a separate voice recording, so I hope that all works out. I've got the camera on the side of my lid now. It didn't really work out on the front for this lid. Anyway, things that I'm really impressed with the bike. Handling, definitely. It feels so light and nimble. It doesn't feel like a 1200 bike at all. I think Missenden Flyer said the other day it handles better than a bike this size has any right to, and he's spot on with that. I wouldn't say it feels like a sports bike. It's been a while since I've ridden a proper sports bike, ZX10R and things like that, but it feels a lot more like a sports bike than my Mk1, put it that way. The second thing I really like, brakes. Vast improvement over mine. I know this is a 5-year newer bike and it's modern technology on it and stuff, but God, they're so much sharper and more consistent. There's no fade with them. I've noticed recently on mine getting quite a bit of fade in the heat, and when I work the bike a little bit, I'm really having to pull on that brake lever coming into tight bends and stuff if I've misjudged the speed before I get to the bend, or if I just want to stop quicker than I would normally stop. I'm really having to tug on the lever, and it feels like it doesn't feel as strong. I mean, this one, it's just instant, and you can feel the nosedive a bit, but they're just very, very good front brakes. Back's decent, that'll do the job. I don't know whether they're going to have fixed this issue with the back caliper seizing, and I have to keep on top of mine because some of the pins get gunked up and seized up. Might be the same caliper, I'm not sure. What else? That quick shifter is just sublime. Apparently you're not supposed to use it really in first and second, which is fair enough, or going from first to second. But in all of the sort of scenarios, it's really, really good. It just works really well, smooth. Up and down, I mean, you keep the throttle pinned and change up, and it's almost seamless. And then changing down, it'll blip the throttle for you. The adjustable screen, I think it's in the setting now, so it can, that's all the way up now. And I'll just put it down so it hopefully see on camera. That's all the way down, and it works. When it's in the lowest position, you can certainly tell. See if we can get past a few of these. You can certainly tell that the wind's hitting the top of your lid. You're getting a lot more draft in there, and quite a bit more wind noise. There's certainly plenty of power. We all know the Explorer's got bags of grunt anyway. This is no different. It feels a little bit sharper. It spins up quick, and it certainly accelerates really well. You're not going to you're not going to be wanting for power with this thing. It's obviously it's not a match for things like the KTM 1290 or the Multistrada, but really it's got 140 horsepower. It's plenty for the road, unless you want to go ballistic all the time. And there, you stay there please. What else do I like? I like the new LED lights on the front. It's got daytime running lights, it's got cornering lights for when it's dark, which obviously we can't test today, but it looks like they'll do a good job. Comfort wise, it feels good. This one is the XC8, it's got the aluminium foot pegs. They feel a little bit set further back than mine on my Mk1 Explorer. The legs just feel a little bit more tucked underneath me. But it's certainly still comfortable. The seat's really comfy. It feels quite firm but supportive, and the shape of it feels slightly different to my Mk1, and I think they've improved that for the better. Whether they have changed it, I might be talking bollocks, who knows, but it certainly feels comfy. Menu wise, I don't know if I mentioned that, it's just so bloody easy to use. Everything's on the left bar really, apart from the home button on the right hand bar. But you can scroll through things using the same joystick. The TFT screen is superb. It's been really sunny today. I've had no issues reading it at all. It's nice and bright. You can set it up however you choose. I've not had a chance to really look at stuff like that today because I've only really got about an hour on the bike for a test ride. I keep forgetting I don't have to use the clutch for most of the up and down changes. That picks up so well, and that quick shifter is just bloody brilliant. Would I buy one? Yes, of course I flipping would, if I'd got the money. I've been putting this test ride off for a little while because I knew I'd want one anyway, but it's not an option for me at the minute now. I've decided to stick with my Mark 1 for a while, purely for the fact I don't want PCP again really. My bike's paid off now, but trading wise they're only going to probably offer me about £6 grand. Hello. We'll just see if this guy's alright. You alright, mate? You alright? Don't like to leave a biker in distress. I think he's just cleaning his helmet. Do her, missus. Where was I? Buying bikes, yeah. So yeah, shy of a lottery win at the minute, or early retirement. I'm probably not going to be buying one of these yet, much as I would like one, and that's just because I don't want finance on it. They're not going to offer enough, obviously, on my Mark 1 to cover. I've got about a 10 grand shortfall. I think you're talking just shy of 17 grand for one of these XCAs, brand new. And then obviously you're going to want to put luggage on it or something. Certainly I would, because I've got camping gear around. So the wrong side of 17 grand, and for me that's a lot of money. I think for a lot of people it's a lot of money, certainly for a motorbike. Is it worth it? Well, if you can justify it, yeah, of course it is. I think one thing that the Triumph has over the Beamer in this respect is that all the gadgets are on this bike, whereas the BM sort of equivalent model, you'd still have to fork out for the TFT screen and the quick shifter and stuff like that. And I think by the time you've put all the toys on the Beamer, you're looking around about 20 grand. So I think the Triumph, yeah, it's expensive, but it's not bad value when you think about what you're getting with the bike and the improvements over the old bikes. Whether you'd want to chop in a Mark II for one of these, I'm not sure. If you've only just bought a Mark II, I know some people have. Whether you'd want to do that, I'm not sure. Certainly a Mark 1, you are going to notice the difference massively. You really will notice a huge difference for the better. I still love my Mark 1, don't get me wrong. It's a cracking bike. Oh, that's one thing. I found something I'm not keen on. The clutch. I don't know if it's peculiarity to this particular machine or if it's across the range of the new Tiger 1200s, but it's got a really sort of long bite point on the clutch. You've got to let the lever out quite a long way, and it's just throwing me a bit at the minute because my Explorer bites quite early on in the sort of release of the lever, and that's about it. For the bad points, that's about it. I can't really think of anything else. The only other thing is a gripe that I have with my Mark 1, and I think it's probably the same with this, is Triumph's method of changing the air filter, which is under there. I don't know which buffoon decided to design it that way on an adventure bike, but you have to remove all the side panels down here, the tank, to get to the air filter to change it. And on top of that, to remove the tank, you've got to pretty much drain it, because I think some of the fuel's under pressure. Quite why they've done it like that, I'm not sure. They must have the reasons, but it's a pain in the arse. I think if there's one thing I could change about mine over anything else, it would be that. Let's have a little stand up on these pegs. That feels nice. The tank actually feels a little bit narrower at the point of where my knees are than it does on mine, so it feels quite comfy. And these pegs are broader. It's got the alloy sort of serrated foot pegs. And the good thing with the XCA is it comes with all the gadgets, obviously TFT screen, electronic screen, windscreen that is. Cruise control, which is good, it's now on the left rather than the right. Heated grips, which is on the grip. Heated seats, which is a button for your heated seat, is on the front here somewhere. They come with an arrow end can, belly pan, crash bars. It's got all the gadgets basically, everything you want apart from luggage, it's got it. And I really like it. It's a cracking bike. I think they've done a good job. Some really good improvements, certainly massive improvements over the Mark 1, which is really, I suppose, to be expected, but it's certainly good to see. And I'm guessing quite significant improvements over the Mark 2 as well. All in all, a very good bike. So there we go. I think I'm probably running out of battery if it's not died already. I'll probably do a summing up at some point. Maybe tomorrow when I ride into work or something. Might do a little summary of it when I've slept on it, and give you some more final thoughts. Well, I think it's only a short test ride, so I can't give a proper review on this 2018 Tiger 1200 XCA. Yeah, that clutch, that's annoying. Apart from that, it's good. Right, that's your lot. Get around these bends. Is it a 40? More houses, look, blimey. Lovely. It tips in so well. Anyway, that's it. Barnsley Bob, test ride Tuesday. Catch you later. See you.